What's up, guys? I am on a walk. Thank goodness. I'm wanted to make a quick video about COVID and what I learned from it. Hey guys, what's up? It's a beautiful Tuesday. It's a nice overcast, windy, cool day, fall day. Seems like summer didn't even really exist, did it? So recently, I don't know if you guys know or not, but I was diagnosed with COVID about a month ago, and wanted to make a quick video about it, just to talk quickly about how to get some of the myths out of the way and some of the realities into your brain, so you can understand the significance of COVID. I wanted to tell you a quick little backstory, but first, I think that it's really important to not pass judgment on people. I think we're all kind of guilty of trying to figure out the how and the why of, like, where'd you catch COVID and what happened and whose fault is it, and what did you do wrong, and those type of things, when ultimately the reality of COVID is we have zero control over it. It's like death. It's going to come for us all. And unfortunately, some people are going to be catch it quicker and suffer. You got to be careful about what kind of judgment you make on yourself about it. Some things that you need to really focus on, though, is, okay, if we're all going to catch it, what can we do to increase our levels of survivability? I'm no doctor, but I had a lot of time to put some research into this and really try to come up with some plausible game plan for my clients and my athletes. So this is a quick video on how to increase your survivability, but also create some reality. So, what were my first symptoms? So I remember, I think sometime I got the shot on Monday, maybe Tuesday afternoon. I remember sneezing a couple times, getting a little bit of a runny nose, and then on Wednesday, started getting body aches, a little bit of a sore throat. Thursday, I woke up and my skin felt like it was bruised. It was sore to touch. Had the typical body aches and such as that. So I ran to the Walgreens and bought a thermometer. Buy you a thermometer, keep one in your house. Took my temperature, and I had low-grade temperature. So I called the coaches in my gym. Everybody kind of stepped up. I went to go get tested. I went to a local aftercare's clinic and got my test, a rapid test, and I was positive by, I think, Thursday. Those type of things, you don't really understand the gravity and reality of things when they first kind of happen to you like that. So I just knew I was sick, notified a few friends, notified my family, went home. Luckily, I had some great friends that sent me brought me some food brought it by my door. The community within this whole COVID situation is incredible. So I'm thankful of that. So that weekend I felt pretty good. After I got through the fever, went away, body aches went away, I felt pretty good. And I tried to stay active. I got my steps in, things like that. And then week, I could tell a tremendous, and I think this is the biggest part, at least for me with COVID, and I didn't have any like crackling or anything weird in my chest. Had a little bit of pressure, but I started to get an energy exchange issue. So my energy levels plummeted, like, just to get up and walk around was very difficult as far as energy goes. what I have found is that COVID is, and the infection is so great that typically that it will cause your body and your immune system to attack your endocrine system. So it's good to mitigate that process with proper nutrition. And so there's lots of different variables of taking iodine, kelp supplements, things like that you can do to help your thyroid to survive the whole situation. But that's pretty much it. So after that, about 4 days went by, and I just knew that when I laid down flat on my back, I started getting tachycardic. Luckily, I was wearing a smartwatch and kind of see, so I knew that my body was struggling for oxygen, because the harder your heart works, it means that the more oxygen is trying to get out. So I must have been struggling. So I went and got a pulse ox, which is one of those little leads that you put on your finger. And my pulse ox was running around like 93, 92. I knew that was a bad thing. So I started looking on the internet for symptoms, and what COVID causes is what they call a happy hypoxia, which is a weird comment or weird name to it, but what it is basically is a hypoxic brain. So your brain is used to higher levels of oxygen, and then if you've ever been to a high altitude area, it's a very similar feeling. So your feet start sweating a lot, your cognitive skill and your thoughts and your memory kind of dissipates a little bit, become confused easily. And that was my life for about 2 or 3 days. So about 2 or 3 days into that process, I was like, I've had enough of this. So earlier in the COVID time domains, I had purchased or done some research on homeopathic methods of treatment for viral infections, and I found this supplement I found out that mushrooms, shiitake and turkey tail mushrooms, are really effective treatment for viral infections, especially when it comes to lung viral infections and flu. So I purchased this supplement 3 or 4 months ago, and it was at my gym. So I went and took the supplement, and just out of like a Hail Mary kind of approach, and felt better the next day. Now, what I mean by feel better is I could walk around and move. My pulse ox immediately went from 92, 93 to 96, and then two days later I was back at 98. So I'm going to include the supplement that I used in our comment section of this video. Addition to that, so some other symptoms that I experienced was the no taste, no smell thing. I think that popped off the weekend after I called it. So Thursday is when I tested positive, and by Sunday I noticed a burning sensation in my sinuses, and also like a numbing feeling in my tongue. And through that whole next week, I lost taste, and I didn't really notice it. To be honest with you, you don't notice that you can't smell until you can't smell. And what happened was I put some chicken on the grill and let it cook. I actually forgot about it because it had cooked on the grill to where it was burning. I never smelt it. So that's a big issue. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about that and pass along a few messages to you. All right, so what's the message I want to pass along to you? Something I want you to think about is, I really feel like, I said it earlier, it's luck of the draw. We don't know who's going to catch COVID or why you catch COVID, or ultimately there's nothing that you can do to mitigate the spread. It spreads on its own. It's a It's a not a live bit of information that floats in the air. So what can we do? And one thing that we can do is have as much personal responsibility toward our health so that we can survive it if we do catch it. And what can we do to increase survivability for the virus if and when we do catch it? You know, I think that it's along the lines of everything else. If you look at the health continuum, kind of like a U, right? So you start here in this part of the U, and you're sick, and you move up as you get fitter to the top. You become well to the bottom of the U, to fitness. If you have the highest level of fitness or wellness, you're in this other level of the U. So if you think about that U as like a path, and if you were to get sick, or if you were to get ill, or anything tragic like that happens, catch COVID, you've got to travel back from that position of the U to the top, back over to sick. So the things that we do within our program is made to take us from the sick part of the U to the well, to the fit. And once you get into the fit, and I think some of you guys have experienced the difference of how you feel, how you think, how your body reacts, how you recover, all that plays a big, huge part in the personal responsibility that we all have toward our own health. So what can you do to mitigate it? So one of the bigger parts of what they say now, because they don't know, is vitamin D plays a big, huge part in recovery of lungs, especially in your bronchioles. So how do you get vitamin D? You're getting it right now, even though the sun's not out completely. There is some sun rays, and my body's going to get adequate amounts and sources of vitamin D throughout my walks. Additionally to that, you want to make sure that you have adequate amounts of nutrient-dense foods. So the things that we do within the program are important for that. You also want to have adequate sleep. We also do that within our program. So ultimately, you've already made the personal decision for your health, and you are on the right kind of program to help you survive this virus. So I congratulate you for unknowingly being accountable to your health and being a part of a program that's going to help you mitigate the virus and help you be more make your survivability go up higher. Sorry, it's hard to really get that out. So because mindset's a big deal. Looks like on my last day, or that one day that I was really sick and I thought I was going to have to go to the hospital, I thought to myself, am I going to let this take me over, or I'm going to do what I can within my personal responsibility of myself to get up and do something. So that day I got up, I went for a walk, got in my 5K walk, got in 17,000 steps, took my turkey tail mushroom supplement, and lo and behold, I was markedly better the next day. So take this disease seriously, take this virus seriously, take your health seriously. We can beat this. One thing I want you to kind of think about is, and I just had this thought, that we are basically storming the beaches of Normandy right now. The things that we do are going to cause casualties. There are going to be people that are going to die from this disease, but those deaths are going to be sacrifices toward a greater good. I think that we're going to survive this dilemma, this problem, and human ingenuity is going to win outright. You can't beat the human spirit. So we're going to beat this process. It's all up to each of us individually. Don't rely on the government. Don't rely on your city. Don't rely on your state. Don't rely on anybody else but yourself. Get up, get moving, get motivated, eat your vegetables, drink your water, get your sleep, take your vitamin D, and keep on slaying dragons. So, just want to talk to you about that today. I want to give you some reality when it comes to COVID. Like I said, it is a very terrible disease, and it's really tough. You know, I'm pretty fit, and it kicked me on my butt. So let's take this thing seriously. You know, get really focused on your health. There's no more important time than now. All right, guys, we appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. I hope you get out into this beautiful overcast weather and enjoy your walk today. See you later. Next story. I don't know how I caught COVID. And I think that's most people's reality. I'm mainly compliant with wearing masks. You know, I wash my hands. I stay away from everybody. Don't have anybody living with me to infect me in close quarters. So about a month ago, I went in for a steroid shot for my back for an old military injury, and I think that I got it in that clinic. Am I mad at that clinic? No. Am I upset at them? No. This is just part of life.